Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A teenager is shot, and the ripple effect is being felt tonight in 2 local school districts.
A rehab house is torn down, but it wasn't supposed to be. And now there are questions about who gave the order.
But first, 4 Live radar showing a big mess of rain and storms rolling through the area. That stormy start to the weekend tops our news here at 6 o'clock.
Take a look at one of our sky cams out there showing some low-hanging clouds there around the Ambassador Bridge. Ben's tracking all the trouble tonight. Hey, Ben.
Yeah, guys, this is really only the beginning of what's going to be about 12 hours plus of more on than off rain. And you can see that that first push is just now starting to exit the east side. We're going to see a lot more of it as we get through the morning or the evening hours, I should say. South zone locations, you're getting most of the rain as we speak, but there's a lot more going on back here to the southwest that we've got to get through. Most of the strong stuff is going to stay south of us. We're not anticipating anything strong or severe as far as thunderstorms go. However, the downpours that are going to be embedded in here could be heavy at times, especially as we get into the overnight hours tonight. So here's a look at the evening temperatures. We are going to slip into the 70s, probably right at 70 here at midnight, and it really is going to be a chance of showers or a thunderstorm around at any point. So keep in mind, even though the severe weather is off the table, lightning strikes still a possibility. If you're going to be out at football games tonight, keep an eye on the local forecasters app. Not only can you track the rain, but it'll show you exactly where that lightning is hitting. And so anytime that gets nearby, make sure you take shelter as we watch these showers and thunderstorms move through. It is free in your app store to download by searching WDIV. Jason?
We have breaking news out of Lansing tonight. Governor Gretchen Whitmer says there will not be a state government shutdown in the coming days. In a letter, the governor told state employees to report to work at their regularly scheduled time. She says there will be no temporary layoffs beginning on October 1st. Lawmakers have sent budgets to the governor. She says she'll be working throughout the weekend to get them ready and to get them signed. Kim?
We've seen it a few times in recent years, demolition contractors tearing down the wrong house. Well, it usually is a simple mistake involving the wrong address, but this one's more of a mystery. Paula Tutman is live with the story of a rehab house that's no longer standing. And Paula, this one has a prominent owner.
Yeah, and that's what makes this also particularly interesting. So let me give you a little geography lesson. I'm on the edge of the Brightmoor community, and earlier this summer, there were actually 2 houses on these 2 lots. The one to the left of your screen actually burned down earlier this summer. Part of the fire communicated to the house that was sitting in this lot right here. They had to board it up. They were going through the permit process to continue the rehab, and all of a sudden, poof, it was gone. The house on Minnick on Detroit's west side was supposed to be a Christmas surprise for a deserving family. State Representative Sherry Gay Dunyogo is the deed holder, and her nonprofit purchased the property from the Detroit Land Bank for $1,000 and then started sinking money into rehabbing it to the tune of $42,000 and counting.
The Coalition to Integrate Technology and Education. We got an opportunity to purchase a house, and we went through the process of rehabbing this house. It's right at the park. New siding, new roof, new windows, doors, you name it, the works.
But to Sherry's surprise, she got a call last night saying the house had been demolished. We were with her today when she went to see the house, or at least what used to be.
I'm in shock. I'm very confused on what actually happened.
Right now, there's a full-scale investigation on the part of the city and the mayor's office on who demolished the house. The proper protocol is that first the house be put on the dangerous buildings list, then DTE be contacted to make certain power is cut off. Environmental quality is contacted to monitor the possible presence of hazardous materials, including asbestos. And then an order and date of demolition would be submitted by the DBA, or Detroit Building Authority, which manages demolitions. That's after it gets the word from the Building Safety, Engineering, and Environmental Department. Oh, and the deed holder must be notified. But none of that happened. The director of the DBA sent this message to the mayor's office this afternoon. The demolition of this property was not ordered, directed, or funded by the city. There also was no permit pulled by any private party for demolition at this address. At this time, we are actively investigating to see if we can help determine who was responsible. And late this afternoon, even Detroit police were on the scene, canvassing the neighborhood, asking neighbors who they saw demolishing the house. The state representative says if it can happen to her, it can happen to anyone. She's trying to get to the bottom of this so this doesn't happen to any of her constituents ever again. I can confirm that she had a personal conversation with the mayor, and she tells me that he said he apologizes and he will make this right for Sherry and the non-profit. Guys, the mystery continues on who was behind the wrecking ball.
Yeah, just bizarre that nobody knows anything. All right, Paula, keep us posted on the investigation. We appreciate it.
The shooting of a 17-year-old is having an effect across at least 2 school districts. As police try to find whoever pulled the trigger, classes were canceled today in Pontiac and in another district. It's led to a big change on homecoming night. Priya Mann live with the latest on this investigation and its ripple effects. Priya.
Well, Jason, the homecoming game at Farmington High School was canceled, and this comes after FHS says the Pontiac School District was advised by the Oakland County Sheriff's Department to cancel the game. All other homecoming events at FHS will continue as planned. Now, the Pontiac School District says canceling the game is standard when school is closed, and that, of course, was the case today after a former student was critically injured in a shooting on Thursday.
Many of our high school students knew him, perhaps grew up with him. It had a huge impact on them.
The Pontiac School District closed its high school Friday after a former student was critically injured in a shooting Thursday near an elementary school.
I feel for his family. That's sad. You know, nobody wants to see somebody shot in the hospital.
On Thursday, as students started learning about the shooting, Pontiac High School was placed on lockdown after some students got heated and emotional.
They just put the school on lockdown for almost a whole day.
A junior we spoke with says there were rumors about potential fights at sporting events.
No one knew what was going on until after school. That's when they started posting stuff, and there was a big fight that was gonna happen.
The district says they did not receive reports of threats or had concerns about student safety.
We didn't have any sort of fear or reports that something crazy was going to happen. We just really could sense from yesterday that our kids just needed a day.
The 17-year-old was shot multiple times near Harrington Elementary. When deputies arrived, they found the victim lying under a carport with a gun and a cell phone next to him. Nearby, they found a gun inside an abandoned car. Moments before the shooting, the teen called a friend saying he was in trouble. That friend told police he heard gunshots before the call was disconnected.
Given the nature of this situation and given the nature of how our students responded, this was the right course of action for us, and we stand by that.
Now, classes are expected to resume on Monday. Extra counseling services will be available. As for this investigation, police are still looking for the shooter. Anyone with information asked to call Crime Stoppers or the Oakland County Sheriff's Department. Reporting live, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah, Priya, clearly still a lot of questions the community has. When can they expect to get some answers on this?
Well, there's actually 2 meetings planned tomorrow. They're held by Reverend Garrett and local clergy, and they'll be held at the Hopewell Baptist Church. They're calling this a meeting to fix the broken school system. There will be a meeting for students only at noon, and then a meeting for concerned citizens and parents at 1:30. We have all that information up on clickondetroit.com. Send it back to you.
All right, Priya, thanks.
Today is day 12 of the UAW strike on General Motors, and after a couple of busy days for negotiators, there are some good signs. Talks went late into the night last night, and the longer talks go, the better, as later talks usually signal the sides are getting closer to a deal. But if a deal isn't reached this weekend, UAW workers will start getting strike pay of $250 a week. We'll be following this through the weekend, and we'll bring you constant updates on air and on clickondetroit.com as we get them.
Now to a Local 4 update into a deadly gas station shooting involving a customer and the clerk. A jury has convicted 27-year-old Rami Jaber on second-degree murder and weapons charges for the deadly shooting at a gas station back in 2018. Jaber and a 34-year-old man got into an argument inside a Citgo on West McNichols. During that argument, Jaber came from behind the protective area of the counter and opened fire, killing the man.
A Detroit man faces felony charges after police find his ID left behind at a crime scene. Michael J. Allen is facing larceny charges after allegedly stealing a man's wallet in Royal Oak. We're told Allen asked a man for gas money and grabbed his wallet. The victim then ran after Allen but couldn't catch him. Police say while running away, Allen dropped his ID, which they picked up Allen is scheduled to be in court Monday.
A popular Caribbean soul restaurant in Detroit's Grandmont Rosedale neighborhood is closing its doors.
Yeah, the owner of the River Bistro restaurant announcing the closure today, citing ongoing construction along Grand River Avenue on the city's west side. In a statement, the owner says the closure will allow him to focus on his other restaurant located in the Cass corridor. All right, time now for a check of the national stories you'll see ahead at 6:30 on NBC Nightly News.
Lester Holt joins us live from New York City with a preview. Hi, Lester.
Jason and Kim coming up. She shocked the sports world by stepping away from basketball. We'll have an exclusive chat with WNBA star Maya Moore about where her attention is focused now. Plus, eager to avoid a crying baby on your next flight, we're going to tell you about the new tools some travelers can use to avoid sitting next to infants.
And that will be welcome news for a lot of travelers, I would assume, Lester.
Yeah, and for some parents, too, who feel guilty about their crying babies. We're going to have reaction to this new seating assignment tool and where you can find it when we see you coming up here shortly.
Yeah, I know that guilt all too well. All right, Lester, we'll talk to you in just a bit. Thank you. All right, still ahead, Dennis Rodman returns to the studio for more Jinx with Bernie, and here's Jamie Edmonds.
A reunion between a man and his car. And let me tell you, it's beautiful. That's next on Local 4.
And as we head into the weekend, you'll want to know about a big ramp closure. It's on I-75, shocker. That's next.